I'm just pointing out all of these so you can see why I'm frustrated, because now you can't unsee it. But when I'm talking like this, when you see my head moving like this, you know what happens? My voice changes. Maybe she's perfected the skill of not making her voice adjust as her body moves, but I've never seen anybody be able to do it, ever. My name is Damon with Complete. I appreciate you coming and rocking with me one more time. I am doing a quick reaction video to Rihanna at the Super Bowl. Now, this is strictly a reaction showing you guys what I've been telling all of my friends, that for the past few years, the Super Bowl performance is pre-recorded. Maybe the microphone is on, but all of the tracks and every song, every note that comes out the singer's mouth is pre-recorded. And I said this last year with Dr. Dre and Snoop and Eminem, 50 Cent at the halftime for the Super Bowl. Salute on the fact that MC Light is the one emceeing this part of it. That is like a big nod to hip hop. So salute for sure. Now let's get into it. And at first I'm like, what? She pregnant? She just had a baby. So far, I'm feeling it. I'm like, it's not. Spanking on him. So far, I'm feeling it. I'm like, nah, this is not lip sync. I'm happy, and I'm actually happy with her performance because you know, her live is doing a thing. And again, so far, you know, nothing. I'm not really seeing anything that makes me say it's lip synced yet. And when she hit that note, I'm like, okay, this is probably live. I'm not really feeling any things that make me think it's recorded. Now, right there. Now, obviously it was pre-recorded, but these are the things that made me see, okay, it's maybe she's singing over tracked, and maybe we get her voice in there sometimes live, but for the most part, it is pre-recorded, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. She pulls the mic completely away from her mouth, and the note still continues on at the same volume. Now, let it. See right there, gotta let it go. It was the same volume, but the microphone wasn't at her mouth anymore at all. Try this one more time. You see what I mean? So again, it's the fact that it's the same volume that I'm supposed to believe this is her singing, because it's the same volume. There's no additional vocal on top. Like if she's singing over her backtrack, then you would hear her voice over top of the backtrack, but all you're hearing is just the backtrack. She's not even trying. Not even trying on that part. What, you know? Like. Right there, you can hear her live performance over the backtrack. You can actually hear her singing it. We're going to run through this one more time, turn up the volume a little bit so you can see what I'm talking about. Hear them both? You see what I mean? And if I didn't mention it already, like this performance was on point. The visuals on here was just dope, stunning. So it's not a knock on anything other than the fact that not a lot is sung live. So when I'm talking like this, when you see my head moving like this, you know what happens? My voice changes. My voice changes because I'm moving my head. My voice changes because I'm moving my head, okay? When she does it, amazingly, when she does her head, money make the world go round. Amazingly, when she does it, I mean, granted, she gets paid millions to do this, and so maybe she's perfected the skill of not making her voice adjust as her body moves, but I've never seen anybody be able to do it, ever. So, but again, she gets paid billions, so, hey. Gotta admit, though, I was hoping Jay-Z was going to come out. I was like, yeah. I was waiting for him to go. I was waiting for it. I was like, what's going to happen? We all, should I said it? We all. I can't put that on there. But then we have this. How are you singing when your mic is down, all the way down, and you turn your back? I'm not saying turn the back as anything, but right here, she turns and walks away. It's the same volume. So how are we to think that you're singing it when it's the same volume? We're not hearing anything different when you take the mic away and when you put the mic up to your mouth and sing. And that part right there where she's like, yeah, might have been. I'm telling you, I was like, Jay-Z is coming out. He didn't come out for We Run This Town, but he's got to come out. No clouds on my stones. Like, I was waiting for it. I was waiting for it, yo. I really was waiting for it. Now see, that is the difference. You can see when she pulled the mic away from her mouth, the backtracks were really, really low. And it was a backtrack. It's supposed to be like filler, extra. And opposed to when she is supposed to be actually singing and how it's extremely loud. That's the difference. Right here, she pulled the mic away and there was no filler track in there and it was noticeable. See what I mean? See, you can definitely feel the difference. As opposed to that. So like when she's saying Ella, Ella, A, and the microphone's away from her mouth, the volume never changed there. But in the beginning part, it did. So that's where I can, I just, my ear is picking all that stuff up. Under my umbrella, like if she was actually, but then now when she says Ella, Ella, look at her mouth and listen. There's no change. And again, don't get me wrong, the performance is a banger. It's just not sung live. She's doing her performing, but she's not really singing everything like I would expect it. That is a dope visual. I'm just pointing out all of these so you can see why I'm frustrated, because now you can't unsee it. She's singing. She's supposed to be holding this note. She is relaying to you that she's actually singing, right? And so then when you see things that make you realize that she's not actually singing, isn't it frustrating? Because it's frustrating for me. If she would have just kept it in front of the microphone, I wouldn't have said anything. I wouldn't have even noticed. But no, you weren't singing that note. It was tracked. So let's hear you actually sing. Now watch this. Right away. See what I mean? Right away. That's what she did. She went backwards, but her volume stayed the same. But mine didn't. How is that possible? I mean, again, she makes all this money. She might have a better microphone than me, but nah. That ain't it. And again, dope visual. Dope visual. The Rock. It's The Rock in the building. I am not knocking Riri. I am not saying that she's not a great performer. And I'm not saying I didn't like the visuals, the dancing and everything in the performance. It's, for me, it was frustrating last year to see rappers do it and Mary J. Blige. And then this year to see Rihanna do it. And I just don't know if that's something that the NFL requires, that you just have to, provide, tracks that you're going to lip sync over and maybe provide a little bit of live vocals to, or if it's just something that the artist is like, hey, you know what? My performance has to be the best performance possible. In order for me to do this, I'm going to pre-record everything. And then I am going to play this track at the Super Bowl, my pre-recorded vocals, and then just add highlights of me singing. So that way it always sounds great, so it won't diminish any of my album sales and people won't talk trash about me. I don't know. I don't understand it. But again, it's 2 years in a row that I've noticed this, and it's very frustrating for me. So if somebody can help maybe answer the question, or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just seeing things that aren't there. I'm not sure. But if you can, just leave something in the comments and let me know what your thoughts are. I liked the overall performance. It was just frustrating for me to watch someone who was portraying that they're singing live to not actually be singing live. If I went to a concert and this happened, I would be extremely unhappy. And those are just my thoughts on the Super Bowl halftime performance. If I offended you, then I'm sorry that it offended you. It's not trying to knock down Rihanna in any way. It's just me seeing these things, and I wanted to get it off my chest. So I appreciate you coming and rocking with me. My name is Damon, and I'm out of here.